by, and thanks for taking out the time to speak with us today. We have a little bit of time, so I'm going to try to squeeze in as many queries as we can. The first one is Shashank Srivastava. He writes to us from Lucknow. He says he holds 25 shares of HDFC. He holds these at 2,400 rupees a piece, and he wants to know whether he should hold or sell at current levels. Shahina, let me come to you on this one. We also had the earnings which came out yesterday, and it looks like a good set of numbers. He has made a good profit on this as well. Would you advise him to keep holding?
Yeah, I would suggest that the investor continues holding. While the numbers were in line, I think the overall asset quality has improved. They are showing a very good growth in their the credit growth is going up. Also, I think the overall market is improving with the increased sales coming in real estate. They're doing pretty well actually. The overall economy is improving, and their NIMs have remained stable. So I would suggest that the investor continues to hold. I think with the merger with HDFC Bank, the whole entity will become a very strong bank to hold for the longer term. So one should continue holding at current levels, in my view.
Okay, continue holding at current levels. Let's also bring in Sacchitanand into this conversation. How do you look at this one, and do you concur with Shahina on this? Keep holding HDFC?
Well, absolutely, yes. In fact, both the stocks are performing really well, HDFC Bank as well as HDFC. And if you look at the structure, it is just a replica of each other. So probably he can maintain his stance on the bullish side, keeping a trailing stop loss at 2320. The stock can again move towards 2600, 2700 kind of a zone. But if you look at fresh trading setup, I think HDFC Bank is again looking lucrative. So probably he can also consider some fresh positions in HDFC Bank with a stop loss at 1320 and a probable target of around 1480.
All right, that is on HDFC. That is the view coming in. But with that, let's move on to our next query. We also have Shweta Prasad, who writes to us from Jammu. She says she holds 50 shares of PNB. This is at 30 rupees a piece, and she has 25 shares of SBI as well at 500. So financials clearly, seem to be dominating our show as well. So Sacchitanand, let me come to you on this. Of course, both of these stocks have done well in the past couple of days as well. How do you look at it? SBI has earnings tomorrow, of course, but take us through how you look at both of these.
Well, I think this pocket is outperforming, and if you look at the Nifty PSU index itself, we have seen a fresh breakout from a bullish continuation pattern. And if you look at the longer term structure, clearly, if you look at the index, we are still seeing a headroom of around 8 to 10%. So probably she should continue holding on to both these counters. If you look at the structures, I think SBI is still sweeter. She can maintain a trailing stop loss somewhere close to around 545. We are expecting this particular move to extend towards 625 on the higher side. And when it comes to PNB, probably she can hold on to her existing position with a trailing stop loss at 37.
All right, that is the view on both of these stocks. I'm also going to toss it over to Shahina now to get a fundamental perspective on these. Shahina, she's clearly making a profit on both of these. Do you think there's room for lots more of an upside?
Yeah, I think so. SBI, of course, numbers tomorrow. Asset quality is expected to increase, and valuations are pretty attractive. 1 year forward, SBI is just about one-time adjusted price to book, so it does look good to even buy at current levels for the longer term. PNB is also a good bet, but I think I would classify it more like a trading bet. The numbers were a bit disappointing, but valuations there also are not expensive. Just 0.6, the price to book is 0.6, and asset quality is improving. So one can look at PNB more as a trading bet and SBI as a long-term investment.
All right, so that is the complete technical as well as fundamental view on PNB as well as SBI. We have time for one more query. That's what my director is telling me. So Shalini Jain writes to us from Chandigarh. She holds 20 shares of Nykaa at 2,000 rupees. She's making losses, of course, in her investments and wants to know whether she should book losses or stay invested and, hope to maybe see a little bit of a recovery there. Shahina, on Nykaa, she bought it at 2,000. It's currently, almost halved in value. Do you think that, if she stays invested, even for a longer term perspective, there is chance of a good recovery in the stock?
I would suggest that she exits currently because we have the 1 year lock-in opening up in the next week, and I would see further selling coming in because it's priced to perfection. In fact, it is very expensively priced, very rich valuations. So we can see at best consolidation at current levels. I don't see the stock outperforming. A lot of other stocks which are looking very attractive at current levels. So she should exit. Relook at it a year down the line.
All right, exit it now, and maybe you can take a look once again after a year. Sacchitanand, do you concur with Shahina here? Do you think you should just get out of Nykaa at these levels?
Almost, yes. In fact, the stock has been underperforming. Clearly, it is in a very strong bearish trend. And recently, we saw a bounce back or a dead cat bounce kind of a scenario. Now, if you look at the price action, clearly, it is quoting into its oversold territory. So probably she may get better levels to exit. So as of now, I would strictly say to avoid any fresh long additions here. But probably a good level could be around 1240, 1260 kind of a zone where she can plan her exit.
Okay, got that. Shahina as well as Sacchitanand, thank you very much for joining us. It was a short hit today because of a lot of earnings coming through, but thank you for taking out the time and taking our viewers through all of their queries. With that, we're out of time on the show. The market is absolutely flat. It's blinking red and green, but we're going to wind down now. Do remember, you can, of course, email us all of your queries and we will address them with our experts as well. We're going to wind down, but closing bell comes up next and they're going to take you through the last hour of trade.